Hello, fellow Factorians. Welcome back to my challenge run. So, during the last episode, I just expanded iron plates. I set up a whole new setup to both supply my bootstrap base with iron plates and also make more small parts to eventually add to my automation signs. During the hands-off period, however, I was a busy beaver. I got my car out and ran around doing a little bit of exploring in areas that were close to paths that I set up and found a small lake, so I did a tiny bit of fishing. And also I looked at what I wanted to do for this episode. For this episode, I am planning to add Py1 to the challenge run. And there's 3 things that I really want to get done for that. First of all, I want to push my basic substrate build up a little bit more because everything else I've built has been ready for 120 Py1 per minute, and the basic substrate is the only part that would let that down. Second of all, I need to add more power. I was already running dry a little bit during the previous episode, and without more power to supply my builds, I would definitely run into trouble trying to maintain Py1. And finally, the most important bit is I need to crush quartz and use a much more efficient molten glass recipe. So I need to get on all of that. Also, I need to do a few fixes that I found, particularly in the Vrauk area. And that was the last bit that I did during my hands-off period. I started decorating just a smidge. I added some new flooring that I unlocked to the genetics area, and also tried to put stone down on the whole Vrauk area, so give them a slightly happier home where they're at. So I think that covers it. I'm going to jump into the live play now. So, a lot of things to do today. I tend to overplan these things and then push myself to get everything done. Anyway, I'm going to go into hands-on mode, and then jump into building the crushed quartz. So, collect materials and see when I've got stuff ready to go. Alright, looks like I successfully drained these molten glass tanks pretty well. I'm just going to get rid of them, and I'm sure that by the time that I finish the crushed quartz, this last one over here will be completely empty. So this is going to be where I crush my quartz. The crushed quartz recipe is pretty simple. All you do is take quartz, you put it into a jaw crusher, it puts out crushed quartz. The crushed quartz goes into a glass furnace to be baked into molten glass. What it really does is increase both the efficiency of making molten glass out of quartz. You get about 80% more molten glass per quartz than you would with the previous recipe, but also, and almost more importantly, it means that I can make a lot more molten glass per fuel as well. To fully consume 1 belt of quartz with the old recipe, it would take 15 glass furnaces running. With the new recipe, it only takes 6. So that's a lot more glass furnaces that I can run, and therefore I should be able to fully power up all the crystal miners and quartz I plan to mine at the northern quartz patch that I have, which is what I'm going to be working on next. So just going to fill up or empty out my inventory of quartz that I collected, finish setting up this, and then I will be on my way to work on that next. See you in a little bit. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to be able to run this entirely with the liquid fuel from my tar processing, but I'm going to give it a shot, and then we're going to see if I need to try and get some syngas into here. because yeah, I've got syngas down here, but I'm going to be using syngas in the northern area as well. All right, this emptied out for the most part. Let's clean up this last tank and then collect the molten glass up. Oh, also crushing the quartz gives me some stone, which I'm going to have to void. I think I'll just be able to switch it over to still use the existing set of stone that I have coming up from my stone patch down south. And that should be enough that there's enough capacity on that line, I think, for me to get rid of the stone here. So yeah, hopefully this will work out. If not, I'll figure out something else. Oh, I'm decommissioning this set of pitch and, or rather, pitch to stone bricks because I just don't need it anymore, especially with the new stone that is going to be coming in from quartz mining. It's just unnecessary. I am going to keep the existing set because I'm using some of it to collect stone up for things I'm decorating, but yeah, and I would like to have this space available for something I've got planned in the future. I'm going to decommission this, and, well, the jaw crushers that I was using there can go to a better purpose in my crush quartz setups. So much cleanup to be done here. I'm grabbing some as I go, but really I should just focus on the task at hand. Alright, that should be some more molten glass being made from this northern patch of quartz. So all I have to do is make sure that I've hooked up my stone so that I can flush that out of the system. I just hook it up right here. And then I should be mostly good to go. Let's double check. Was this leftovers? I think this is leftovers. Oh, maybe not. Okay, no, this is not leftovers. Alright, well, a little bit more work hooking things up, but almost there. Alright, and hopefully that stone will be properly voided and it's tapped into the copper line I had before. So now I'm going to work on basic substrate, and also I guess I need to double check that the quartz build that I had before is actually working. But yeah, I'm going to collect the materials to go work on my basic substrate. Be back in a little bit. Alright, I had a little blip with my science, so I had to shut off the alert. But anyway, what I really have to do now is to kind of cut off these seaweed farms up here, and then copy another set of basic substrate construction over here. Basically like I've got in this blueprint I've hacked in below. Because yes, I am going to end up building that one too someday. But for now, I just want to add another 20% to my pi science, not double. So I'm just going to clean this stuff up and then put in another set of build. Shouldn't take too long, but I will be back after I've done that. Alright, so I have this mostly done. I'm just missing a few things that I didn't build or forgot to bring. So I'm going to go collect that stuff and then be right back. With basic substrate done, I'm going to work next on power and fixing a few issues that I'd found while looking around my base during the hands-off time. I had like a few Brauk paddocks that are not working due to reasons like me forgetting to put in barrels and yeah, stuff like that. So I'm also just gonna like tap off one more line of coal here because yeah, it's necessary. Power is going to be a little bit of a struggle until I manage to get the geothermal tech. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing next. I will see you after I've fixed like at least some of this power issue and run off to do something more interesting. Really should have remembered to hook up the molten glass line to feed it down to the base, but yeah, that was a little error. Oh well. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to fixing issues I find like that one. Alright, and that's a bunch of Brauk fixes in place. Took a little bit of time, but I think I got them all. I also, as you can see, decorated my Brauk area with just a stone pathway so that they have a little bit more sanitary conditions. Anyway, there's one more thing I want to do while I'm down here, and this is to adjust my iron build. First of all, there was a missing underground, which I'm going to have to fix. But I also noticed that it is really power hungry, so I'm going to set it up to use the wind sensor. By doing that, then I can only feed my bootstrap base when the wind is blowing. All right, now I've got iron plates flowing to my bootstrap base, so I'm going to go and build windmills and do some cleanup in my bootstrap base, and also check all these changes that I've made to look for issues that I might have created. So, yeah, we'll see how long this takes. All right, I've made a few fixes, and I've got a whole heap of windmills to install, so I'm going to work on that. My science is flowing, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. The fixes I found were both potentially mission critical. One was that I had forgotten to hook back up the system that allowed the tar and coal gas that glassware makes to fill it back up to run. So that would have blocked off pretty soon if I hadn't fixed that. And that was in the process of finding out that I hadn't primed that new coal line that I'd built. And then the other is a little bit more subtle, but I had to add the ability for the tar processing fuel gas to take the place of syngas sometimes, because there was too much fuel being provided. So that is actually a good thing. I might have plenty of liquid fuel. So yeah, fix those. Hopefully that means that Pi will run well. There's been so much change that it is a real risk, but that's kind of the point, that if it doesn't work well, then I've had a failure and get to enjoy some schadenfreude. Anyway, I'm going to be installing windmills as my last task, checking in on science to make sure it's running, and yeah, we'll be done with the episode soon. All right, and those are my last windmills. So far, science looks like it's going well, so I think I'm going to hop into hands-off mode to reset that science alert. And also set Py1 to now require 100 per minute. I have kind of low confidence that this is actually going to work out. There were too many things that I built. But it's a valiant effort, and hopefully the miracles will happen. And this time, in 3 hours, we'll hit the 100-hour mark, and we'll have a whole bunch of Py1 science as well as coal processing. Yeah, dreams can happen. I doubt it, but yeah, maybe. Anyway, thank you for joining me. See you next time. Oh, let's take a quick look before I totally sign off. 1,269 windmills. Nice.